I love that I'm also wearing like Uggs and trackies. Welcome to the first video on my YouTube. I have been thinking about creating this for what feels like 2 years now, and I think, like a lot of people, COVID has really just given you the push that you needed to really invest in yourself and do things that make you happy, and that is why I'm here. Last year I enrolled in a dermal science course, which would qualify me to treat skin conditions and skin concerns for my friends and family. And in the process of that, while I am still studying, I wanted to share with you all everything that I'm learning in a really easy to understand and practical way. This first video is going to be, I originally wanted to do an empties video because what got me hooked on YouTube many years ago was researching skincare and watching people's empties videos. This is what didn't make it into the video, so there's a lot there. I'm just going to be sharing with you some of my favorite products that have made it into my empties box. Let's get started. I'm going to start off with a double cleansing method, and it is definitely a skincare trend that is a good one, and it should definitely be part of your routine, whether you have dry skin, normal skin, combination skin. It really does benefit everyone, because we're looking at removing all of the impurities before we then treat the skin with our skincare products. When we talk double cleanse, we're looking at, for an affordable option, perhaps it's just using your cleanser twice. However, if you can afford to, it's going with a balm or an oil-based cleanser first to melt all of your makeup off, melt all your sunscreen, and then going in with a cleanser, whether that's a gel, a foam, a milk, whatever that looks like for you, just to make sure that you really are removing any of those impurities. The holy grail oil balm cleansers for me are, one, Vanilla & Co. Clean at Zero. I have tried every one of these. So they've got a pink one, a green one, a purple one, and they are all for different types of skin concerns. So they've got one for sensitive skin with no fragrance. They've got more of a purifying formula, but check them all out. They're all really, really great. I don't even know how to even say it, but it's like a waxy sort of consistency, which means that it comes out solid, and then as you start to mix it into your hands or apply it to your face and start working it into the skin, it melts everything away. Even after things that are more accessible here in Australia, I still opt to finding this on Amazon or wherever I can get it, because it really is a great product. So on the flip side of that, using a oil-based cleanser, I love the Biossance Squalene and Antioxidant Cleansing Oil. I love Biossance as a brand and everything that they stand for, and this oil is just incredible. It's not too I guess thick, if that's something that you're worried about when it comes to oil. I think the squalene in it makes it quite a light oil, and it's just because of that squalene, it is a very hydrating formula. So this is another recommendation that I will definitely be buying again. When it comes to the daily cleanse there, I've got two here. So one for my partner who's got more acne prone skin, so he does like to have some form of exfoliant in his daily cleanser just to maintain that, nothing too stripping. And the one that I continually buy for him is the CosRx Salicylic Acid Daily Gentle Cleanser. If you have acne prone skin, salicylic acid is the best exfoliant that you should be grabbing, because salicylic acid actually penetrates the skin, big word coming, and reaches the pilosebaceous unit, which is where the sebum buildup causes that congestion and results in acne. And then for myself, I have combination skin, and the cleanser that I keep going back to, I try a lot of different cleansers, but the one that I just find works for me, it's great, is the Arbonne Calm Gentle Daily Cleanser. So they've got a calm range on there. To be honest, I didn't really like their moisturizer, but their this cleanser is incredible. It's light, it does build up. I am someone that likes to know that my cleanser's building up. It's not just like a gel, nothing happens and I put it on my face and I think it's worked, but I'm not too sure. This does form a couple little bubbles, so you do feel like you're working something into your skin. The next couple of products I want to share with you are spot treatments. So if I am, especially when it's that time of month for me, I do tend to break out around my jaw area or around my nose, and I have tried a couple of pimple patches and it's taken a little while to be really confident actually wearing them in public, but I think we absolutely should, because we want to have beautiful skin, and I would rather wear a pimple patch than pick my pimple and have pigmentation or acne scarring as a result. And two brands, I've tried a couple, but two brands that I love how the patch is made, how it sits on the skin so you hardly notice it, are these ones here. So I've got the Neogen A Clear Soothing Clear Spot Patch, and I've got the, what is this one? Some by Me Clear Spot Patch that looks like this. They're great. They come in different sizes depending on how big the pimple is, which I think is really great, but they're also just so thin that they really do sit on your skin really well compared to other brands that I've tried. So these are great. The next step in my skincare routine is either an essence or a toner. When my skin is feeling quite dehydrated, I tend to skip this step, because I found a lot of the toners that I gravitate towards will have some form of exfoliant in it, like an AHA or a BHA. So if you are noticing, especially in the cooler months, that your skin is a little more dehydrated than usual, have a look at the ingredients that could be in your toners or your essence. And maybe just leave them out or limit them to once a week. The toner that I love, that I keep going back to, is a K-beauty brand. It's the Beauty Water by Sun & Park. Really great, very light as well. It really is a water. When it comes to essences, I really do see a difference when I use the SK2 facial treatment clear lotion. It has Patera in it, which is their signature ingredient, and it really does work to even out your skin tone. I notice when I don't use it, there is just a little bit of pigmentation or uneven skin tone. So I do invest in this. It is a great product, but it is an expensive one. If you're looking for a dupe of this one that I have tried is the K-beauty again, the Missha Time Revolution, the first treatment essence. I did find that this was quite a good sort of alternative as well. Essence and toners, they are there to, I guess, rebalance the skin after you have cleansed it and removed all the impurities. They are best used when the skin is still damp. So once you cleanse your skin, pat it dry, but not so that it's so dry that you're then adding your liquid again. Keep it damp. Moving on now to the actives that are in my skincare routine. So at nighttime, I do use a retinol or a retinol alternative. And when I'm feeling like my skin is quite congested, I do use exfoliants 1 to 2 times a week. Again, you definitely don't want to be over exfoliating, because it can cause your skin to start overproducing oil, which can then just lead to forms of acne, or in the opposite, it can really dehydrate your skin. So make sure that when you're exfoliating, you watch what products have exfoliants in them and really limit that to a couple of times a week. The retinols or alternatives that I have used in the past that I do love is the Drunk Elephant Retinol Cream. This one is great. It's only got 1% retinol in it. Most over-the-counter retinols will have a lower percentage. However, I do notice with this one that I do see the cell turnover, so I get some of the flaky skin, especially around my nose, the sort of upper bridge of my nose there, and my chin area. And I'm just someone who likes to see that the product is working. So if retinol claims to increase cell turnover, I want to see that I'm losing a layer of my skin. And I really find that the Drunk Elephant Retinol Cream does that in a really subtle way. However, recently, as an alternative to retinol, I have been using the ingredient Bakuchiol. So Bakuchiol is a botanical. It's derived from plants, and it has a similar function to what retinol does. However, I don't notice as much skin cell turnover, but it is still working to do that for you. So this is the Wildcrafted Organics Bakuchiol. They are a Gold Coast based skincare company. They have some amazing natural skincare products, and this is an oil, and I just find it's very easy to apply, really absorbs into the skin nice, and I do find that my skin tone is evened. As I said, I don't visibly see the skin cell turnover, but I do notice a difference. So that's a great alternative if perhaps you've got sensitive skin and you don't like the sensitivity that that retinol gives to you. Bakuchiol is a great little alternative to that one. In terms of just some other chemical exfoliants, I love the Kora Organics AHA Resurfacing Serum. So little fun fact, AHAs are your glycolic, your lactic, your citric acids, those group of exfoliants, and then BHA is your salicylic acid. So acne prone skin, go for salicylic. Everyone else you can sort of alternate between depending on what your skin is doing at the time. So this is a serum that can be used every night. It's it's a great little daily exfoliant, and it's in a serum, which I find just really helps with the application. So this has been a great little daily one to use. And then something that I'll use once or twice a week are the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Pills. These come in a variety of different strengths, but essentially they're a two-step chemical exfoliant, and they just work in a similar way. So from my understanding, they actually have they have AHA and BHAs in them. This doesn't have the ingredient. Oh, here we go. So they have in the first little step, it's got both salicylic acid and lactic acid, and then in the second step, I think it actually has your vitamin C's, which is really great. And it's got resveratrol, which is a great sort of botanical skin lightener as well. I always notice a difference when I wake up the next morning. My face seems clearer, it seems brighter, and that will explain why this does that, because of the ingredients that are in it. One physical exfoliant that I do continue to use and I love is the Kora Organics Turmeric Brightening and Exfoliating Face Mask. This truly does brighten because of the magic ingredient of turmeric, but when I do apply it, it even has a nice little tingling feel, I think, from I think there's peppermint in this as well. So it's just a really nice physical exfoliant that I might do once a month. My only advice when using physical exfoliants is to be more gentle. So we're not looking to really harshly rub our skin with them. We really want quite slow circular movements across our skin, and that's the same when removing it. You really want to make sure that you're using water as that. You're not grabbing a towel, you're not grabbing any other product to really scrape it all off. It's not good for our skin. We want to be gentle with our skin. The next active I want to talk about is something that I use in my morning time skincare routine. So I use my retinol or my exfoliants at night time, and then I'll use a vitamin C in the morning. Reason being is a lot of our exfoliants and our retinol ingredients are actually photosensitizing. So at any time when you're using a retinol alternative or an exfoliating ingredient, you want to make sure that you're definitely wearing sunscreen and you're not purposely going out into the sun and being exposed to that UV radiation. It really can penetrate the skin easier and cause a lot more damage, which we are trying to avoid, which is why we spend so much money on these skincare products or skincare treatments. 3 vitamin C products that I've tried again, a lot of them, and I keep coming back to these 3. And the good news is they're all different sort of textures. So this one here is the Wildcrafted Organics Wild Plum Illuminating C Serum. This is sort of a cream texture. It's yellow, it's in a pump. If you're purchasing vitamin C, you ideally want to be making sure that it's in a pump and it's in a dark bottle. Vitamin C is quite an unstable ingredient, and when I say unstable, I mean it's very sensitive to heat, to light, those sorts of elements. So when you're purchasing it, you want to make sure that you're keeping it as stable as possible so it's actually going to work for your skin. If you prefer serums, a great serum that I just love is the Tatcha Violet C Brightening Serum. This also has AHAs in it, sorry. So not a lot, because that's not its primary function, but it has it in here to help with the penetration. If you love oils, you love that whole experience, I love the Real Vita C Serum by Neogen. This is in a dropper form. It is beautiful. After our actives, we move on to just some great oils, hydrating serums, hydrating products that I love. Again, I'm going to mention Biossance. They really did create, I feel like were the front runners when it came to reintroducing squalene as an ingredient in our skincare routines. So this is 100% squalene oil. Biossance actually sourced their squalene from sugarcane, so it's a much more sustainable option. Squalene is naturally produced in our bodies and it's used for retaining moisture in our skin. However, as we age, like a lot of things, that does diminish. So we lose a lot of that moisture content, and it was found in shark liver, so a lot of companies were trying to grab that source of squalene unethically by harming sharks, but thanks to Biossance, they found a much better alternative. I love just spending time when I apply my oils. I really take time to work it into the skin and just take some time for myself. Another great face oil or hydrating serum is the Kora Organics Noni Glow. Noni is an ingredient that Miranda Kerr has really created a lot of awareness around. Again, it's very hydrating, it's an antioxidant, which we love, especially if we are out there getting exposed to a lot of different pollutants, whether that is sitting in front of a computer screen, whether it's being out in the sun. Having antioxidants as part of our routine is really beneficial for our skin. So I love this one. Another great brand is called Skin Juice. It's an Australian vegan friendly skincare brand. This is their Brightening face oil. This is a lot thicker than perhaps the squalene or the Kora Organics, but still equally luxurious. Really does brighten the skin and very hydrating, so check them out. And then finally, I have the Biology Restore Face and Body Serum. I tried it out in this small little one, absolutely loved it, and they sell it in a bigger version now as well. This actually has finger limes in it. Finger limes actually are equally as hydrating and have a very similar benefit to hyaluronic acid. So if you're looking for an alternative, check out the Biology Restore Serum. We're so close. All right, let's look at moisturizers. Now, I've got a couple of different ones here in terms of the consistency that I like and the time of year that I use them. We are currently in winter in Australia, so during winter, obviously, I'm going to opt for something a little bit thicker, a little bit more moisturizing because of the weather. These are my two favorites. SK2 Radical New Age. It is thick, it is luxurious, very hydrating. I love it. It is very expensive, in which case, again, I may as well be a brand ambassador, but the Biossance Squalene and Omega Repair Cream is absolutely delicious and just the same. When I say delicious, I don't eat it, but it's equally as beautiful and thick and moisturizing as the SK2 one. When it comes to gel creams, my partner Ned, he prefers to use this year round, and he loves the Arbonne Hydra Gel Cream. It's light, it's still very moisturizing, you don't need a lot of it, it spreads really well. And then again, just worth mentioning is the Toucher, the Dewy Skin Cream. I found this quite beautiful and hydrating as well. So those are a couple of my favorite creams that I keep going back to. If we're talking daytime, the ingredient that follows moisturizer, that should follow moisturizer if it isn't already, is sunscreen. Keep in mind, depending where you live in the world, if you're in Australia like me, you want to make sure that your sunscreen has somewhere on the product, it's AUST, A-U-S-T, and L. Sunscreen that has been approved for its protection should have that on it, AUST L, meaning that it's been listed as effective for the UV radiation that we experience here in Australia. A couple of the brands I'll share actually don't have that, but for different reasons. So the Ulta MD skincare range, this is an American product, so it's been formulated to protect for the UV radiation that's experienced over there, not necessarily in Australia. This is still a really great product. However, you would just be mindful of the protection that it's going to give us here in Australia. So I get the tinted one. It's got SPF 46 in it. It's broad spectrum. However, do be mindful, I would probably be applying another sunscreen as a base and then this on top. The other sunscreen that I love to use, and when I say sunscreen, its primary function is to act as a CC cream. So I use it, I actually use it as my foundation. I'm not someone who loves to wear a lot of makeup unless I'm going out to an event or a special occasion. So during the day, I love to opt for a CC cream, and I found that this one gives you really good coverage, enough that you can still see some of your beautiful imperfections, but you feel confident, you feel like there's something there that is protecting you, and that is the Arbonne Intelligence Pollution Defense CC cream with broad spectrum. Again, this is formulated in America, so if you're in Australia, you want to make sure that when they say broad spectrum, it's for the UV radiation that they're exposed to in comparison to what's here in Australia. Products that are, for example, a foundation with sunscreen, that's not enough protection. Its primary function is to be a foundation, but they've included sunscreen in it. CC cream with sunscreen, its primary function is to be a CC cream with sunscreen in it. So unless you are purchasing a sunscreen that's built for that and only for that, you want to make sure you are using products that have sunscreen first and then these on top of, because they're just unfortunately not enough to really protect your skin. All right, I'm gonna end this video with a couple of products that I wouldn't necessarily call you know, like daily skincare for your face. They're kind of like alternative skincare, and these are things that I think we forget to take care of. So this one here is a cuticle cream, especially in winter. I think, and if you get your nails done often, I'm looking for ingredients that really do look after my nails, because I don't want them to get hard and brittle. And it's this brand here, which I actually got from the markets in Tasmania in Hobart, and it's a lavender cuticle cream. It's from the Lavender House. This is what it looks like here, and it's basically just like a little balm, and this little thing here has lasted me a couple of years, so that's incredible. But I just apply it to my cuticles before I go to bed at night, and I wake up in the morning with just the softest moisturized fingernails and cuticle areas. And I'm someone, which you'll probably learn a lot about as I continue to make videos, but when I'm exposed to things like even LED treatments, I can't have them, which is really devastating. I do work in an office, so when our lights are too bright, I actually suffer from migraines. But a couple of things that every time I feel a headache coming on, or I'm being exposed to sort of bright lights and I can sense it coming, is this. This is an orange, lavender, geranium, cypress, jasmine, and rose roll-on essential oil from the brand IE. And I just apply this behind my ears and at the base of my neck. And I even will just do it on my wrists, more just because I love the smell. But I really do find that this helps when as soon as I feel like a migraine or a headache's coming on. And then I've also, in the same brand, I've grabbed this one. So that one's called Balance, and this is the Breathe essential oil, which I just put a few drops into my diffuser at nighttime, and I let that go, and it really helps with any sort of sinus problems, because a lot of my migraines are caused by I guess I feel them in my sinuses. And this has got it's got mint in it, it's got pine, and it's got eucalyptus, so it really does help clear my sinuses at nighttime, so I don't wake up with a bit of a sinus headache before I've even started the day. All right, well, those are my favorites Empties. This has been my first video. I hope that you learned something. If you have any recommendations of products that you think I should try, please let me know. I love trying new skincare, and I would love to continue to share some of my favorites with you and take on any of your recommendations as well. And I can't wait to be back to film another one for you. Have an amazing rest of your day whenever you're watching this, the rest of your week, and hopefully I'll be talking to you again soon.